Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope, and I got another video for y'all. And today we're going to be talking about another law from the 48 Laws of Power. This one is law number 24. Play the perfect courtier. Now I'm going to read the judgment. It says, the perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political dexterity. He has mastered the art of indirection. He flatters, yields to superiors, and asserts power over others in the most oblique and graceful manner. Learn and apply the laws of courtiership, and there will be no limit to how far you can rise in the court. Now, of course, in the times that we live in, the court doesn't really exist like how it used to be, right? The courts today is, totally different, right? The judge, district attorney, blah, 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 it's still like a hierarchy in a way, but it's still kind of different, right? Back in the days when there was kings and queens and stuff like that, like the courtiers, right? They kind of they was like dick suckers, basically. Excuse my language, but they was ass kissers. Courtiers was like most kings or sultans or people of power or rulers. They had like courtiers, right? Excuse me. They had a group of people who used to kiss their ass and make them feel good about themselves. So these people had to really master deception and manipulation to the T, which is why it's saying learn and apply the laws of courtiership, and there will be no limit to how far you can rise in the court. And of course, there's no court today, but there's still people that are in power and they still want to be praised, right? And you still can benefit from being a modern day dick sucker. I'm sorry, I need to stop using that. Ass kisser. You can still benefit from being an ass kisser today, to people who have power, because you get certain benefits from doing that. So you see it a lot of times. A lot of people, they still be ass kissing people, whether it's a rapper, whether it's a president, whether it's a ruler in a country, whether it's somebody of power. You see people who are acting like courtiers, right? They're ass kissing because they're trying to get in the good graces of that person, and they're trying to benefit from that person's success and power. One of the examples that I could give you here is to the extent that some of these people used to go is in Sudan back in the days, right? A long time ago. They reported that courtiers had to do whatever the Sultan did. If he were injured, they also had to suffer the same injury. If he fell off his horse during a hunt, they fell too. So they would do things to mimic the ruler or the king was going through. Because, for example, if a ruler fell off his horse, he looks stupid, and if he feels stupid, sometimes out of anger, out of rage, he would kill the courtiers or get them killed, even though they didn't do nothing. So they used to fall too because they wouldn't want him to feel stupid on his own. It was just a lot of crazy shit that some of these people had to do just to make these people in power feel good. So I'm not gonna read I'm gonna read the laws briefly, and I might touch upon some of them, but I'm not gonna get into the whole stuff, because this will be a whole long video. So some of the laws, right, is avoid ostentation. Basically, never really just talk too much about yourself and your successes and certain things, because people start to hate, people start to envy. It says practice nonchalantness. Be nonchalant about the work that you do. Don't act don't make it feel like you're working very hard to do what you do. You got to make things look natural, when they come to you, right? It says be frugal with flattery. You cannot give enough flattery to somebody that's superior than you, right? But you have to be balanced. You can't flatter too much. You have to have the perfect balance when it comes to this. Arrange to be noticed. It's gonna be a lot of other people you're competing with. When people are kissing ass, it's going to be a lot of ass kisses. So you have to be noticed. You don't be too extreme in trying to be noticed, because they're going to notice that. But also don't play the back too much to the point where they don't recognize you, right? Women do this all the time when they're trying to be noticed by somebody who has power, right? They don't want to come off. Some girls don't want to come off too strong, they kissing ass like crazy, right? Because then dudes be looking at them like, damn, she on my dick, right? But they also want to be noticed in a certain way. Some girls don't care, but anyway, arrange to be noticed. Alter your style and language according to the person you are dealing with. So different rulers, different kings, different people in power speak differently. So you gotta be able to change your style. It says never be the bearer of bad news. Back in the days, whoever gave the bad news to the king, a lot of times they lost their life, right? Like, you don't want to be associated with the person that bring bad news. Even kind of like today, you don't want to be associated with the person that always got some negative news to say or always going through some shit. Remember, it was another law that says avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. People that's always got some shit going, some bad shit going on. Same shit here. Never be the bearer of bad news. Like, get out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. Never affect friendliness or intimacy with your master. Don't mix friendship with business with pleasure, right? Like, the king is not your friend. These people in power, if you're trying to just rub their back and stroke their ego, that's what it is. Don't ever think these people are your friends. You know what I'm saying? You'll fuck around and could lose your life that way. Never criticize those above you directly, which is a common law, right? Like, sometimes we have the habit of, when somebody is above us, we criticize them or we say certain things, and that can rub them off the wrong way and create problems. You know, people, egos, man. All of this shit is really to stroke the ego of the people who are in power, right? It says, be frugal in asking those above you for favors. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be mindful. Nothing irritates more somebody than when you asking for favors, right? One, they might not want to just tell you no because they don't want to look a certain way. And two, they don't want to just, like, you know, it's like damn, what, you can't do it yourself? Like, it just creates certain issues. Never joke about appearance or taste. Again, this goes back to criticizing. Joking about certain things. Jokes leave a bad taste in people's mouth from time to time. You got to know who you're dealing with. Do not be the court cynic. You know what I'm saying? Do not play yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be one of those people who is just known for, like, making stupid ass comments or challenging shit or just, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. It says be self-observant. Being self-observant is like a mirror. Usually you can have people tell you about yourself and who you are and how you're moving about and what you're doing, but you got to be your own self-observant person, meaning you got to be your own mirror. Like, how do I be interacting? What am I doing? Because sometimes who better than you, right? I mean, somebody else could be able to tell you, but like, it's also more importantly that you do it for yourself, especially when you're trying to, like, you know, do these things, right? It says master your emotions, which is a very important one. A lot of us, we be having issues with our emotions. So you can only imagine these people that was ass kissing. Like, sometimes the king gonna play you. Sometimes the person that's in power is gonna play you. Especially, again, you're not their friend. You're just part of the entourage. We hear this shit so many times, right? The leader or the person whose ass is being kissed, and you're not in close proximity to him. If you're not his friend, you might get played a certain way. You might get talked to a certain way. And you have to be able to put your pride to the side and not react. You know what I'm saying? You gotta chill. Gotta be able to control your emotions. Fit the spirit of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, it's never a good to stand out too much. You just gotta go with the vibes, basically. The spirit of the times. Gotta go with the vibes. Be a good source of pleasure. Now, everybody wants to be, again, like the other one said, you don't want to be the person to give bad news to people because you're going to be associated with that, right? So be a source of pleasure. People like to be around people that make them laugh. You know, that's why a lot of times people like comedians, right? They like people that are funny. They like to be around people that make them laugh and make them feel good, right? So, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, if you're trying to kiss ass and you're a person that maybe always make the king feel good or the person, again, person of power feel good, then they're gonna like being around you, right? They're gonna remember you because you tell funny jokes and you make them feel a certain way. Plus, when you laugh, you release dopamine and, you know, you feel good. I'm gonna read this. So that's the last one. Be a source of pleasure. It says a man who knows the court is a master of his gestures, of his eyes, and of his face. He is profound and penetrable. He dissimulates bad offices, smiles at his enemies, controls his irritation, disguises his passions, belies his heart, speaks and acts against his feelings. So basically, yeah, I didn't want to make this video this long, but it's this law goes very long, and it's a lot of stuff that is connected to it. But if you really if you have the book and you could read the book, and maybe you can watch some of the other videos on YouTube that speak more about this law, they're gonna go more into it. I didn't really want to go too much into it because there's a lot. I didn't want to make this video too long, but basically, when you're part of an entourage, when you're trying to impress somebody in power, when you're trying to be the perfect ass kisser, if you follow these laws, then you can kind of like yield, and sometimes the ass kissers be getting the people in power to do shit for them. You know what I'm saying? Not just for them, like, you know, they can stir up shit. They can get into the ear of the person in power. They could even get people clap sometimes, because they could come to them and be like, yo, motherfucker over there plotting on you. And he could be lying. It's all manipulation, man, and deception. So let me know what y'all thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Y'all stay safe. Peace.